morning news update in regards to Diddy. I kind of should have went live yesterday when everything was going on in regards to the courthouse, but we're going to get to it today. I hope everyone's having a great morning. Come on in, come on in. Like the video, like the video. I appreciate everyone for being here. I hope everyone's having a great week, a blessed week. They're getting ready for the holidays and Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. I hope all is well with you and your family. So let's go ahead and get to the disclaimer while people come in and fall in. But come on in, say good morning. If you'd like, let us know where you're chiming in from. But let's go ahead and get through the disclaimer. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so if you guys did not know, Diddy had a court hearing yesterday. People are saying that he looked slightly thinner, gray hair. He's been in jail for almost about 3 months. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight to the clips. As people come in, then if I have to replay something, I'll replay it. That way people aren't missing out. But we're going to go ahead and get to some of the issues that transpired yesterday. So come on in, come on in. Like the video as you guys come in. I appreciate everyone for being here. So let's get straight to it. We're going to talk Diddy and probably Karen Huger as well. And any other hot topics that may fall into place. Hold on one second. Like the video as you guys come in. Oh, what did I just do? Like the video as you guys come in. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Come on in. Come on in. Hold on one second.
Zarian, a criminal defense attorney and friend of the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Let me see if I can find. Hold on one second. I think I may leave it here. Let's see. Hold on one second. Am I gonna? Do, 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 do.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
I don't know if I want that. Like the video as you guys come in. Come on in. Come on in. Let's see. Do I want to use this? No. Hold on one second, you guys. I think if I find. Do, 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 do. Like the video. Like the video. Come on in. Come on in. Okay. Maybe we'll go ahead and use this. But come on in, everyone. Let's get into what was transpiring yesterday. What was talked about. Sometimes when I have like live flashes, it kind of helps. So, I don't know if this is gonna flag me though, because that might flag me. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find something else. Okay, so we'll just utilize this. So let's get to what transpired yesterday.
Can I ask you this? I want to start with Diddy's basically giving up his attempts to be released on bail. He had a pending appeal with the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, basically withdrew that. Why give it up? Why not just try? What does he have to lose?
Well, there's a number of different reasons, but one may be because you feel that who you're appealing to isn't friendly and you don't want to create bad precedent. So you don't want to have a higher court make a ruling that's bad for you. So they may have been reading the tea leaves, known who they were going to be arguing in front of, and thought, you know what, I don't think this is the right time or the right court to do this in front of, because God forbid we get a ruling that's even worse than the one that we had in the lower courts.
And I also think maybe he doesn't want to spend the resources at the time fighting bail, which looks like he's not going to get. Focus on the trial that's coming up in May. I want to talk about what happened today. So Diddy's defense team says that they want prosecutors to clarify the scope of his crimes. They even asked for a bill of particulars. What part about this is so vague, and do they have a good argument? Do they have an argument that he has a right to know exactly what this case is about?
Yeah, absolutely. In conspiracy charges and RICO charges, things like that, you're charged with committing a crime with somebody else, and the underlying crime does not have to be defined when it's being charged. And the prosecution, the people, the government, whatever you want to call them, they are allowed to wait until you're in front of the jury to tell you what their theory of prosecution is, what exactly their prosecution theory is. They have to give all the evidence. They have to hand over all the discovery. But sometimes in cases like this, where the statute itself is not defined, you have to comb through the evidence and sometimes guess, are they talking about working in connection with this witness over here or is this witness over here? So yes, that it is sometimes in these kinds of cases really hard to find out exactly what theory the prosecution is using. And sometimes they don't even make a decision until game time. So it's forcing the prosecution to abide by a certain theory so that they're not changing it as they go.
And I wonder if they have to make it particularized, if that'll actually delay the proceedings so he has enough time to prepare for that. I did want to ask you about discovery, though. You mentioned discovery. So prosecutors say they're going to turn over all the discovery to the defense by the end of the year. This trial starts May 5th. Again, goes into the other question. Is this really going to happen in May? Is this enough time for the defense to prepare their case, to prepare a defense?
I mean, you may be very correct in that abandoning the bail appeal is a way to proactively start getting ready for this mountain of discovery that's coming. So yeah, it maybe was a game time decision that we're not going to waste our resources here because we're going to have to bear down if we want to have this trial in May. There's pros and cons always of executing your right to a speedy trial. Sometimes you want to get to that finish line quickly, but sometimes it does help to age a case. So I think once the defense looks at all the discovery, they'll have to make that decision as well. Do we want a continuance or do we want to rush to that finish line?
And by the way, talking about clarity, I thought that this was very notable. I don't think it's being talked about enough. The prosecution today, they didn't provide much clarity on when or if they will file a superseding indictment in this case. But they said, we're aware of the trial date, and they said any additional...
Like the video. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Fair use. We're just listening to Diddy updates and what's going on in regards to his court hearing.
Additional charges will have little discovery. So again, when I made a superseding indictment...
Fair use, reaction clip.
I mean, additional charges against Sean Combs or amended charges. They're aware of the trial date. They said they're, whatever additional charges could be, it would have little discovery. What does that mean?
Well, it may mean that they've got something in their back pocket that they're deciding whether they want to add as a superseding charge. If they're trying to decide whether adding the particular charge that they're thinking of is going to delay the case, if it's going to complicate their case. So it sounds like they already have an idea of what they may charge, and they have to. There's no way that they could say that they know what the discovery is without knowing what the charge is going to be. But it's not necessarily, everyone's thinking there's all these accusers in civil court that are coming out, and are those going to be added to the criminal case? It's not the same, because prosecutors have a duty to file only cases that they can prove beyond a reasonable doubt. They have to be able to convince a jury. And in civil, it does not work like that. Civil cases can be won by 51%, not proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
And there are certain statutes they're suing under that allow them to bring back much older claims. Real quick, we have a minute left. He was reportedly thinner. He was reportedly grayer, but also in good spirits. Is that surprising to you?
I think that he's a very thoughtful person. You've seen throughout his career that positivity is a big part of what he preaches and how he lives his life. So it doesn't surprise me that he is outwardly projecting positivity.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com.
So let's continue to listen to what happened yesterday. Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Reaction clip, fair use. Hold on 1 second. Thanks for being here, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good morning. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from.
That's Tony Busby, a very aggressive plaintiff's attorney from Texas, who is sort of leading the charge in all of these civil suits against P. Diddy. Now, there he says, wherever the evidence goes, whoever gets named gets named. Well, the big name that dropped just recently was Jay-Z. Let's take a look at the allegation from the lawsuit. For those of you who don't recall these allegations, it goes all the way back to September 7th of 2000 at the Video Music Awards.
Hold on. I may pause that and get to that in a minute. Let's get to what's going on with Karen. Then we'll get to Diddy and Jay-Z. So yesterday it was reported that Karen was found guilty. We're going to go ahead and get to that. And then we'll get to Jay-Z Diddy.
I don't know what that's about. Andy Cohen did that. Go ahead.
The what?
Andy Cohen did that. They call me the Cohen. black. I'm Russian. I own the plantation. And
Necessarily.
what's your name?
My name's Kyle.
I'm Karen. Thank you. They call me the Grandon.
Rondon.
I don't know what that's about. Andy Cohen did that. Go ahead.
The what?
Andy Cohen.
Next clip.
They call me. No, this is such fucking weird. Poor wife. Just let that go. You want to listen? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I will rise up. I am who I am. So what do you want to ask me? Can we? I don't get. You want to.
Let me go to the other clip. It seems like there's some. This is Karen. It seems like there was some other background noise. This is Karen and her husband when she got stopped.
Montgomery County Police.
I would rather.
Remember,
I
it is
don't
being
like
video,
it.
not a
Okay,
record.
I'd rather
It's
her
okay.
not do a lot of talking at this point anyhow,
Okay.
because she's probably a little bit upset
Well, I'm
after
sure, I'm
the
sure.
thing, so she's.
Can I ask you where you're coming from tonight? Ma'am.
She said she was coming from a friend's house.
Okay. Which way were you driving on Oakland?
Where you have
You
it?
had to
Were you coming from Bradley?
You have it?
I'll take a look.
Yes.
You're coming from Bradley?
Oh, wait. Well, you see it? Yes. Thank you.
You were driving on Bradley or from Bradley? Do you remember the accident?
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
Actually, nothing really. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just that somebody ran you off the road.
They did.
Someone ran you off the road? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember that vehicle at all?
No.
No, you don't? Okay.
Wait.
You
I
don't?
wouldn't listen.
I understand. It's dark out here. Yeah, okay.
I'm Karen.
Montgomery County Police.
I would
Next
rather.
clip.
I don't like it.
Um,
Are you okay?
You're gonna notice they're gonna avoid questions.
No, Ray, we don't need him to do anything.
Karen, hold it.
Karen.
I'm looking for your license, baby.
how much you drink tonight?
I'll give you my license if you
No,
want.
I was out, but I'm good.
How much have you had to drink to? That's my question.
See if your license is in there.
As soon as we catch fire.
Not yet.
Bowles probably already put one on. He's right. Bowles is working on the acres report, so it's probably on there. If not, just have him at it.
Make sure he doesn't have it already.
I think Bowles does.
Somebody have the license?
I think so.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think Bowles, one of my.
All right, I'll
But
check.
can you answer everything
Okay,
for me
okay.
first? Thank you, darling.
No, that were two. Karen, how much you
No,
drink
I
tonight?
can talk to my husband.
Okay, can I talk
to
with?
my husband.
Talk.
Yeah.
I can't talk to your husband. He's not really involved in
Okay.
this incident.
Yeah.
He can help me translate or get you
No,
to
he
cooperate.
is. He is.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Let me ask you-
He's okay. He's
Next
fine.
clip.
License, man.
No, he is. You okay?
How much you drink tonight? How much alcohol?
Ray, are you good?
I'm good. I'm just saying, you know, they're assuming that you had more than you should have,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming that you had like a couple of beers or something
Yes,
like
that's
that.
all I had.
But
Okay.
you know,
You had a couple of beers.
So, that's it.
that's my
Okay.
assumption.
Okay.
I don't know for
So-
sure. I wasn't with her.
Okay. I
But
don't know. That's why I'm trying to
yeah,
communicate with her.
Yeah.
What kind of beer did you drink?
Ray, were we good? Sweetheart?
She's trying to avoid the questions.
Your license here.
Like the video, like the
Somebody
video.
got him?
Yeah, I
Somebody
think my
got it?
coworker has it.
Because the bag was right there.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So,
We needed to write a report.
Okay.
it's okay.
So-
So, Ray, darling, what
Yes.
did you say?
I'm saying that you probably had a couple of beers,
Yes.
and you're coming back,
Yeah.
and you said that you got run off the road.
I
And I guess,
did.
did you hit the tree here or something?
It looks like she hit the center median, came across the median,
I
and then
did.
hit this tree as well,
Okay, 'cause
or
it's
one of the.
dark,
Yeah.
hit the median, it hit the
Yes,
Next
you're
clip.
okay.
How much you drink tonight?
tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray, can I take my purse up
It
there?
doesn't take much.
No, it does not. Sweetheart, can you speak to me, please?
Okay.
Hey, your car's on fire. Your car's on fire. Get away from your car.
My car?
Still smoking?
No, it's on fire.
Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray, can we take my purse up there?
Next clip.
No, it does not. Sweetheart, can you
So that's the actual car in the incident, and then you're gonna hear her.
But you don't necessarily.
What's your name?
My name's Kyle.
I'm Karen. Thank you. They call me the Grandon.
Rondon.
I don't know what the fuck that's about. Andy Cohen did that. Go ahead.
The what?
Andy Cohen did that. They call me the Grandon. I don't resident. I own the plantation.
But you don't necessarily.
What's your name?
My name's Kyle.
I'm Karen. Thank you. They call me the Commandant.
She said they call her the Grand
I don't know
Dame.
what the fuck
She
that's
said
about.
Andy Cohen calls her that.
Andy Cohen.
You want to sign this form saying you refuse to submit to an alcohol concentration test?
Tell me what that means.
That you're not going to provide a sample of your breath.
And then how long do I have to stay?
Stay? We're probably talking about another 25, 30 minutes.
She immediately wanted to sign that paper.
Here?
Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
No, this is such a fucking irritant. Poor white. Just let that shit go by. You must I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I will rise up. I am who I am. So we want to ask me can we? I don't give a fuck. Do you run that by people?
I'm not asking
Do you run that by people?
Karen, I'm not. You want to sign this form saying you refuse to submit to an
Next
alcohol concentration
clip.
test?
No, I'm really rich, and I will stay in jail for a year or two because you just run that by
What?
poor white green people. You run that by people.
It has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, it does. It has everything. So
it
what's
actually
your
has
point?
zero to do with that. I don't
So,
get to make
I'm sorry.
how this happens.
All right, it's not you. I'm sorry. I'm extremely
computer's gonna read you
I am Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
The computer's gonna continue reading that
have
form.
the
All I
nation.
need you
Your
to do
point
is
is
listen.
what? No, what you need to do is tell me what you want.
All I need you to do is listen. That's like what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Could you not? No, I'm really rich, and I will stay in jail for a year or two.
Next clip.
Because
Okay, so Karen has definitely pleaded guilty. She's basically stating that she's grateful to be alive today. I told y'all, in regards to these reality shows, it's just not concerning what they do on the reality show. It's also concerning what they do outside their life. Whoever was with Karen that night, and maybe she just went to meet some friends, or maybe her friends didn't show up, here nor there. She has enough money to catch Uber or Lyft. Also, wherever establishment she was at, why didn't they catch her Uber or Lyft? I'm surprised she didn't call her husband saying, "Hey, honey, I need a ride home." But the biggest thing is, it's the holiday season. Everyone be careful while you drink, and if you drive, try and catch Uber or Lyft. Try and have a sober person with you. This is a sad thing that a lot of these celebrities drink and drive, and they could actually cause a lot of harm. Let me see if there was another picture. She was basically, it was an accident, and it looks as if she had an issue with the tree and going into the median. So everyone had been talking about it, and like I said, she actually pleaded guilty. But yeah.
no, I'm really rich, and I will stay in jail for a year or two because you just run that by
What?
poor white green people. You run that by people.
It has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, it does. It has everything. So
it
what's
actually
your
has
point?
zero to do with that. I don't
So,
get to make
I'm
how
sorry.
this happens.
All right, it's not you. I'm sorry. I'm extremely
computer's gonna
intelligent.
read you.
I am Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
The computer's gonna continue reading that
have
form.
the
All I
nation.
need you
Your
to do is
point is
listen.
what? No, what you need to do is tell me what you want.
All I need you to do is listen. That's like what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Could you not? No, I'm really rich, and I will stay.
So it's kind of sad that she's going through this situation.
Because you just run that by.
You want to sign this form saying you refuse to submit to an alcohol concentration test?
Tell me what that means.
That you're not going to provide a sample of your breath.
And then how long do I have to stay?
Stay? We're probably talking about another 25, 30 minutes.
I don't.
Sign.
But you don't necessarily.
What's your name?
My name's Kyle.
I'm Karen. Thank you. They call me the Commandant.
The Grand Dame.
I don't know what the fuck that's about. Andy Cohen did that. Go ahead.
The what?
Andy Cohen did that. They call me the Commandant.
So, like we said, that's the actual car.
Tree.
Her husband.
Yeah,
was there to assist
Wait, can
her.
you pick my purse up,
It
guys?
doesn't take much to.
No, it doesn't. Sweetheart, can you speak to me, please?
Okay.
Hey, your car's on fire. Your car's on fire. Get away from your car.
My car?
Still smoking?
No, it's on fire.
Tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, can you pick my purse up,
It
guys?
doesn't take much to.
No, it doesn't. Here, you okay?
How much you had to drink tonight? How much alcohol?
Ray, are you good?
I'm good. I'm just saying, you know, they're assuming that you had more than you should have,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming that you know had like a couple of beers or something
Yes,
like
that's
that.
all I had.
But
Okay.
you know,
You had a couple of beers?
So, that's it.
that's my
Okay.
assumption.
Okay.
I don't know for
So-
sure. I wasn't with her.
Okay. I
But
know. That's why I'm trying to
you know,
communicate with her.
Yeah.
What kind of beer did you drink?
Ray, were we good, sweetheart?
She's trying to avoid questions.
I don't see your license here.
I think one of my-
somebody got him.
Yeah, I
somebody
think my
got it.
coworker has it.
Because the
All
bag
right.
was right there.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So,
We needed to write an accident report.
Okay.
it's okay.
So-
So, Ray, darling, what
Yes.
did you say?
I'm saying that you probably had a couple of beers,
Yes.
and you're coming back,
Yeah.
and you said that you got run off. Tree here or something?
It looks like she hit the center median, came across the median,
I
and then
see
hit this tree as well.
Okay,
Or one of
So that's what's going on with Karen. What else did I want to talk about? Benzino, he's been talking.
I want to let everybody know that that was a rehearsal for a Tubi movie. All right, my girl was helping. Okay, first and foremost, I just want to let everybody know that I'm okay. All right. Second of all, I want to let everybody know that that was a rehearsal for a Tubi movie. All right. My girl was helping me out. We was doing a script reading, and that was a rehearsal for a Tubi movie. That was a scene from a movie. Okay. I would never ever put my hands on.
So that's him rehearsing for a movie. This whole situation is concerning. I really didn't cover it, but you can kind of see what he's basically saying in regards to while on vacation. It's sad that someone had to pass. Let me see. There was something else I wanted to cover. Now he could face alleged new federal indictment charges. So let's get to some of that. Like the video as you guys come in. Hold on one second. Like the video as you guys come in. Thanks for being here. We're just going to do a quick Diddy update. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before, where you're watching from. We're just doing a quick Diddy update.
When Busby first made this stunning announcement, he proudly shared his firm vetted more than 100 people, each with allegations against the mogul. But in a new interview, he's revealing that number is likely tripled. Busby spoke with the BBC and said his team has received more than 3,000 calls since he held his news conference back in October. He told the British outlet Combs could face around 300 legal cases. Busby said an equal number of women and men came forward to accuse the producer of sexual misconduct. And like many of the lawsuits Combs already faces, Busby said the accusations his firm is looking into spanned over the last 20 years. The Texas attorney has issued 20 lawsuits from men and women, including minors at the time of the alleged sexual assaults. And while he threw out that large number of 300, he realistically said the final number of lawsuits could still total around 100 to 150, meaning we could see more than 100 new cases being filed. Busby said the other cases likely won't make it to the court because the time limit on filing the suits expired in certain states. Busby's claims have been slammed by the mogul's attorneys, as they claim it's a shameless publicity stunt essentially for money. Combs' legal team has always denied the allegations, saying, quote, as his legal team has said before, Mr. Combs has full confidence in the facts and the integrity of the judicial process. In court, the truth will prevail that Mr. Combs never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. And while Combs has pleaded not guilty to federal charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution, 3 different federal judges ruled to keep the Bad Boy Records founder in.
Like the video. There's about 95 in the building. If we can please have about 90 people to please double tap the screen to hit the like button. You could double tap the screen with the phone, or you could double tap the screen with the tablet. But if you're watching from a TV, you have to hit the like button. That's the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Let's continue. Yes, continue to hit the like button to support the channel. Thanks for being here. Reaction clip, fair use. Let's continue.
federal detention until his trial in May. But the attorney for many of Combs' accusers also has been in the crosshairs with another famous face with long ties to Combs. Last month, Busby was sued by an anonymous high-profile celebrity, accusing the lawyer of extorting him. The John Doe claimed Busby and his law firm attempted to extort money from him, or else Busby's firm was going to publicly file horrific allegations against him. The plaintiff claimed Busby threatened to unleash entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of sexual assault, including multiple instances of rape of a minor, both male and female, if he refused to comply with their demands. The suit says Busby sent John Doe multiple confidential written demands, repeating the same fabricated allegations unless plaintiff agreed to resolve the matters through mediation for money. Doe at the time claimed the allegations were false, and Busby's threats would tarnish his reputation, subject him to public scorn and condemnation, and the fallout would irreparably harm his personal and professional life, destroy his career and legacy. Then Busby in turn sued the law firm representing the once anonymous A-lister. That mystery celeb turned out to be rapper and entrepreneur Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z. Busby sued the law firm representing him, claiming they hired henchmen to fish for claims to bring against him, which they say is a clear violation of Texas law. I want to quickly thank our amazing sponsors who help us bring you these stories.
Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Fair use reaction clip. Let's continue.
So why not check it out and see if your favorite spot is on the app to find out how much you again and get shit. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. I have no idea how you come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you that I have seen your kind many times over. I am more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. He continued by writing, quote, "My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain." But Busby fired back, writing, quote, "Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him and said she only sought a confidential mediation. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve. As far as the allegations in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the fact in court, not in the media." And while the Brooklyn native and the Texas native...
Are you missing out on this health benefit that might be zero cost to you? Find out if you're eligible for affordable care with Teladoc Health today by following these easy steps.
Nothing Bone Cakes now delivers cakes. Cakes for you. Cakes for the fam. Cakes for mom.
Like the video. Let's let the commercial go past.
Are in their own heated legal battle, Jay-Z's friend Combs continues to be hit with more civil lawsuits from attorneys other than Busby. On Thursday, 3 men filed 3 different lawsuits anonymously accusing the embattled mogul of rape. These suits were brought on by attorney Thomas Geifra. One of the men claimed he was an errand boy for Combs' Bad Boy Records. He claims Combs raped him in February of 2020 at the Intercontinental Hotel in Times Square. Another John Doe claimed he was drugged and raped in 2019 at an after party at the Park Hyatt Hotel. He claimed when he had a brief moment of consciousness, he saw a man and woman sitting on the bed recording the rape on camera. Meanwhile, the alleged third victim claimed the Bad Boy Records founder and his associates took turns raping him in the summer of 2020 at Combs' Hamptons home. And Combs' attorneys denied the most...
Prosecution has not...
Had to go bye. Like the video. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Texas-based attorney Tony Busby, but I'm joined now by Palm Beach State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg. Dave, it's always great to see you, and thank you so much for joining me today. What do you make of Busby's statements that Combs could face 300 legal cases?
You know, Busby's a guy you don't want to mess around with because he keeps backing up his claims. He has over 100 different alleged victims who have stepped forward, and in contrast to others who seem to be intimidated by Diddy, Busby is fearless. And even though I've been told he's been getting a bunch of threats and that's not surprising considering who he's going after. He is just relentless and pushing forward, and I would bet the feds are paying attention. So far, the federal government in their prosecution has not added any of Busby's claims. There has not been a superseding indictment. There's not been additional victims in the indictment, but I think that could change at some point. You could see a superseding indictment as a result of what Busby is coming up with.
And are you surprised we haven't seen that superseding indictment? Because prosecutors have been kind of like touting that a little bit, that it could come soon, but it hasn't come just yet, and we're already in December.
Yeah, correct. But the trial is set for May 5th. I still believe.
Like the video, fair use, reaction clip. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Continue to double tap the screen. If I can please get 50 people to hit the like button just by double tapping the screen. If you're watching from a phone, double tap the screen. If you're watching from a tablet, double tap the screen. Thanks for being here, everyone. Let's continue.
That seems a little early, but even if it does go on May 5th as planned, I still expect to see a superseding indictment. Prosecutors take Christmas holidays too, and maybe it's the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, and then they'll come forward with the indictment, because I just think with all the new allegations out there that perhaps we'll see additional counts, perhaps we'll see additional victims, perhaps we'll see additional defendants, especially now with the news of Jay-Z. Not to say he would be included as a defendant, but there are a lot of new names floating around, and perhaps that will become part of a superseding indictment. Now, to me, the interesting part of the original indictment is that there's only one named victim when it comes to the most serious count of sex trafficking, and that's Cassie. And even she was not named by name. It was victim number one, or individual number one. I think that could change in the near future.
Yeah, and we continue to learn more. Obviously, more stuff has been coming out even since, the last few months that he's been behind bars. But back in October, and Combs was behind bars at that point, Busby did have a press conference saying that he's been receiving more than 3,000 calls to his law firm. Why do you think more alleged victims are coming forward now? Do you think it has to do with Combs being actually detained at this point? Or do you think because of the mounting pressure that he's been getting, a lot more victims are feeling more comfortable?
Like the video. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm surprised there's not more comments. Can you guys hear me okay? Press 1 if you can hear me okay. And please continue to hit the like button. If I can please get 80 people to please hit the like button, just double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Double tap the screen. If you're watching from a phone, double tap the screen. If you're watching from a tablet, double tap the screen. Like the video as you guys come in. Thank you for being here. Let's continue.
Coming forward with their claims against the mogul.
I think it's definitely related to the fact that Combs has been behind bars in pretrial detention. I think that's one of the reasons why the government wanted Diddy to stay behind bars. Although it's legitimate that he's a flight risk and he poses a threat to the community, and the fact that he has allegedly engaged in witness tampering already. But I think the prosecutors also have as a motivation that they want victims to come forward, because after so many years of fear, of intimidation, of silence being the enemy, all of a sudden people are starting to step forward. And once some do, then others see the coast is clear, we can come forward as well. And there is a much lower risk of reprisals from Diddy because he's locked up. So I think you'll see more, and you have an aggressive lawyer like Tony Busby out there encouraging it. So this is the perfect storm against Diddy. I think, yes, I think more people will come forward, and I think it is a direct relation to Diddy being behind bars.
Spoons, they're out.
Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Just wait for the commercial to go past. Fair use reaction clip. We're just doing an update in regards to Diddy and the case. Let's continue. Fair use.
Behind bars.
Don't forget, you guys, we're trying to hit 34K. Please subscribe to the page and turn on the notifications as well. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
And in your opinion, does any part of you think that Busby might be a little overzealous in the amount of legal claims that he is filing against Combs right now, especially given that large number? Do you think that he's being overzealous at all? How does a law firm go about verifying each and every single claim made in a lawsuit?
every firm is different, and he doesn't want to ruin his reputation by putting forward fake information. On the other hand, in a case like this where there's so many people coming forward, could some of them be exaggerated? Could some of them be false? Sure. But is everyone lying? I would say not. I mean, it's hard to believe that more than 100 people with similar stories are lying. So even if some are exaggerating or not telling the truth, I think just the overwhelming number of individuals provide corroboration for each other. I think the real test also will be whether the government uses some of these individuals at the trial. They don't have to use them as victims. There's some statute of limitations issues, but you can still use them as what we call Williams rule here in Florida. Other states have different names for it. You saw in the Harvey Weinstein case where it actually came back to bite the government, where you can bring up prior bad acts, but you can't prove propensity. You can't use it to prove that, well, he's a bad guy, so he did it. You got to show like an MO, a pattern. And if these other acts are so similar to the actions he's alleged in this indictment, then yes, you could probably bring them in.
And I want to go back to a point you had made earlier in our discussion, kind of about Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z. What do you make of the back and forth between Jay-Z and Busby? Jay-Z is claiming Busby is extorting him. Meanwhile, Busby claims that the law firm representing Jay-Z is harassing former clients, co-counsel, even Busby's family. What do you kind of make of the back and forth between this, powerful man who is not been criminally charged? I do want to say that there. But what do you make of the back and forth between the two?
Lawyers are given leeway when it comes to demand letters to try to settle things in advance. It's not extortion when you say, we have this claim against, so we want to meet with you to discuss it. Now, Jay-Z's saying, you demanded money. Busby is saying, no, I did not ask for money. We asked for a conference, a mediation. And there's nothing wrong with trying to mediate something before a lawsuit is filed. Now, what the truth is about what the discussions were, I don't know all the specifics. But if Busby crossed that line, he's risking everything, his professional license, perhaps his future freedom. And an experienced lawyer like he is, I would suspect he's doing things within the law. And you have an individual in Jay-Z who's not used to being called out like this. He's had a good reputation up to this point. And
but has he
is fighting back with everything he has. But he's meeting quite a foe in Tony Busby, who does not seem to be moved, intimidated, or starry-eyed with the people he has taken on.
And it was interesting, too, because even the latest batch of lawsuits, because you had talked about a pattern as well, too, the latest batch of lawsuits that came out just yesterday, those were 3 men who alleged that Combs had drugged and raped them in different areas or different places in the United States. But those were brought on by a completely different attorney other than Tony Busby, which to me was a little surprising given that Tony Busby has been kind of just pushing out these lawsuits. But what do you make of just this pattern that we're seeing from different alleged victims in these cases, from different attorneys all across the United States?
There is a financial incentive for attorneys to put forward these allegations because you're dealing with defendants with very deep pockets. But that's not to say that the allegations are false. It just provides an incentive for lawyers to speak up and file these things. And actually, they need that incentive because otherwise the victims would have no voice because already they've been intimidated over the years, allegedly. And now you have a cascade of people coming together saying the same thing. And so it provides corroboration for each other, provides courage for each other, and then you add to that a lawyer who, yes, maybe they're trying to do the right thing, but maybe they're also motivated financially. Whatever their motivation, they're giving these alleged victims a voice that they previously did not have.
What do you make of the recent batch of lawsuits that have just come out?
Like the video, fair use, reaction clip. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before, where you're watching from. Continue to hit the like button, everyone. Thanks for being here. If I can please get 80 people to please subscribe and turn on the notification. And if I could also get 80 people to please hit the like button by just double tapping the screen. Thank you.
As some of those allegations stem from around 2020, even 2022. Why do you think the alleged victims in those cases didn't go to the police?
This one organ can make a woman's belly big.
Yeah, that's what everybody's wondering. In regards to, let's let the commercial go past. In regards to these lawsuits, we want definite receipts, police reports, hospital records, anything that can tie these people to this situation. And like I've always said in every video, Diddy's innocent until proven guilty. A judge, jury will have to find out if there's any wrongdoing on his side. Let's continue. Fair use. Reaction clip.
I think because they were scared. I think you see that a lot. When it comes to sexual assault, it is an underreported crime. Domestic violence, an underreported crime, especially when you're dealing with high-profile celebrities who have a lot of power, a lot of money, a lot of connections, and they likely have felt that you can't fight this, and it's better to stay quiet rather than have your own reputation ruined. So now they're coming forward. There's safety in numbers, and at least one of the individuals involved here is behind bars. So I'm not surprised they're coming forward. Plus, they needed someone like the Tony Busby with his aggressive style, with his fearlessness, to stand with them. And that's what's happening.
All right, Dave Ehrenberg, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Before we sign off, though, is there any point that you believe that these lawsuits, all of them, will get litigated?
Good question.
There's an inherent conflict here because when it comes to prosecutors, they don't love that there's civil lawsuits going on at the same time. And so that makes it a little less likely that they're going to use those victims, those plaintiffs in the civil lawsuits as victims in the criminal cases, because they can be impeached on the stand saying, hey, you're doing this because you want money. And there's also an ongoing civil lawsuit that has depositions, and you could have conflicting statements under oath with the civil case compared to the criminal case. So there are risks whenever there is a civil case going on at the same time. So as far as when this is going to end, it's hard to say. The criminal case will end first because the trial is set for May 5th. That's super fast. And civil cases, especially we're dealing with defendants who are reluctant to settle because they're facing all this stuff criminally, they may drag everything out. And so when it comes to the civil case, I think that's going to end well after the criminal case is over.
All right, Dave Ehrenberg again.
Like the video. Thanks for being here. Let's get through some more hot topics, trending topics. Did they slip up and say J-Lo's name? We're going to get to that clip. Oh, also in regards to Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, if you did not know, we briefly talked about this. Tory Lanez has been going back and forth. Megan has been going back and forth with Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez last week put out a song. The only thing he regrets is not staying in the pool with Kylie Jenner. Then Megan Thee Stallion put out a restraining order. Then there's an alleged attached receipts in regards to Zelle transfers that went to a YouTube blogger. Mar-a-Lago is a YouTuber, and she covered the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion case. And many people are saying, okay, what do you need a restraining order for if he's in jail? But as we talk about the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, there's still people that's on Tory Lanez's side. There's still people that's on Megan's side. I guess she doesn't like that he continues to bring up the situation, and she's looking for a restraining order. I showed the receipts yesterday. Can't confirm or deny if these are receipts that it's being reported that the dad might have given the money to the YouTuber, and this is Megan Cuniff showing the actual money that was paid to the YouTuber. And you never know, people do receive super chats, they do receive money. It could be that the father felt that she was doing a great job in covering. Now, the only thing too, the different pages cover different situations, and she might have did the best coverage she could do, because sometimes people will send in super chats. So this is the one thing that everybody's talking about. Megan is requesting a restraining order. Do you guys feel that she should be granted that? Do you feel that the case has been fair in regards to Tory and Megan? Who's behind and putting the battery in her back in regards to the whole situation? Do you think it's fair that Tory is serving a 10-year sentence? Your opinion. It's also interesting that Megan had stated that she did have quality time spent with Tory, and she did admit that she did tell Gail a falsehood in regards to she had spent time with Tory Lanez. I'm gonna be general. There's words I can and can't say. That's why you'll hear me hesitate. But well wishes. Let's see if the restraining order is granted. Do you think it should be granted? They had put, I had heard they had put a gag order on Tory Lanez a while ago. And now she wants a restraining order. Do you think it's fair that she's asking for that? Like I said, they went to Kylie Jenner's house for a party, and forever Tory Lanez's life has been changed. Megan's life has been forever changed, and so has Kelsey. Why Kylie's just living her life, having a good old time with Timothy. So let's continue.
Named in the Jay-Z.
Hold on one second.
Jennifer Lopez has just been named in the Jay-Z and Diddy lawsuit. Let me break down for you guys. So essentially, Diddy was sued for R-wording a 13-year-old girl at a VMA's after party. There were two other celebrities listed in that initial lawsuit. Well, the lawsuit was amended and Jay-Z's name was added in. Then here comes his lawyer, Alex. Now, Alex does not represent Diddy or any of the other victims. He solely represents Jay-Z. So he's doing whatever's in Jay-Z's best interest at this point. Well, right now, Alex is trying to make the victim and Tony Busby, the lawyer representing a bunch of victims, discredited. Tony Busby has over 100 victims under his belt, and he's representing all these people, and Alex wants to call him out and saying, you know, he's just looking for a payday, which pretty much discounts all of Diddy's victims as well, and we have plenty of evidence on that front. How does J-Lo come in? Well, it seems like Jay-Z's lawyer is being messy, because the other celebrity who was named in that initial lawsuit is a female. Now, I don't know if Jay-Z's lawyer was just being lazy or wanted to release this name because Tony Busby threatened to release the identity of this female celebrity. So maybe he's trying to get ahead of himself, but looking at the court documents, which shout out to BJ, that surprise witness for these documents, but essentially he brings up the fact that Diddy and J-Lo were pictured at a nightclub together. We've talked about these photographs before, and I don't know what was going down here, but it doesn't look pretty. They also do mention that Jay-Z was pictured at one of the same clubs that the couple were at. I feel like that just makes his case worse, but whatever, you gotta put it all out there. Alex seems fully confident that he's gonna get Jay-Z's case dismissed, but I don't know how J-Lo feels. I mean, I saw some stories in November that it seems like she was putting out that she was struggling with anxiety over the Diddy.
We didn't know who the famous young lady was. Now we allege do.
Published by a few sources where they say that Diddy's associates call J-Lo a disloyal bitch. Isn't that convenient timing? It seems like maybe Jay-Z's team is trying to make J-Lo look bad to maybe divert some of the attention away from himself. We're going to stay on top of this case, so follow me for more, and let's get into it.
So go subscribe over to his channel, Sloan. Great channel. He covers a lot of high-profile celebrity news. So I thank everyone for being here. I have some things I have to take care of. Like the videos you guys come in. Subscribe to the page as you guys leave out. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to hit 34K, but I definitely appreciate everyone for being here. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. And everyone have a great day. Goodbye.